I want to first of all, thank everybody for showing up today in this beautiful, beautiful day when I shouldn't be wearing a suit or a coat, but here we are, beauty before comfort, no matter what. All right, my name is Ernesto Fonseca. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Hacienda CDC, and I am thrilled, honestly thrilled to welcome you all today as we celebrate the grand opening of Las Flores. Just take a look around. It took us what, Eric? 3 years? 4? I don't know. 3.5 years to come out with this beautiful project designed by Alex and his team, Alex Salazar Architect. So I am super excited that I've been here for about 8 years, and all of this work that we've been doing over the past 8 years has really paid back. But I do want to give a big shout out to somebody that really trusted me at the beginning. When I was starting my career as developer in this town, that was my good friend Eric Payne. We've been going on up and downs, hills, and it really takes the trust and the belief of somebody, regardless of your experience, to uplift somebody. So I want to thank you, hermano, for that. Muchas gracias. So this project, marks the second partnership that we do in Oregon. The first one was the Rockwood Village that probably will know, also built by our friend Chris Duffin right here, LMC Construction. We did 224 units there. Eric, soon after that, proposed, why don't we do another one? All right, so let's try to do another one. So here we are, celebrating the grand opening of 171 beautiful units. Las Flores has been opening in phase by phase. And I do think that that is super important, not just because of the administrative tax credits and all that stuff, but it's because of the need that our communities in the state of Oregon are facing. We need to house people as fast as we can, and we need to do it even if it is in phases. We are about 75% completed right now. We're working hard. Guardian, Tom Brennick is somewhere here, is working really hard to fill these units as soon as possible, so we can convert our loan at some point. But again, not the point. The point is to house people as soon as we can. Today we have many people to thank and much more to share about Las Flores, including the many partnerships that make this possible. Everybody knows that affordable housing is like crowdsourcing, funding. It takes a lot of people, it takes a lot of sources, it takes a lot of minds for us to bring this project to life. So we're going to be thanking many, many of you. But before we dive into that, I want to thank my friend and colleague and partner on this project, the President and CEO of Community Development Partners, Eric Payne. So please come over and join us, Eric.
Gracias, hermano. My flowers fell off, but that's okay. They're there in spirit. Thank you, Ernesto, and thank you, everybody, for being here. What an incredible day to be celebrating this milestone, the kind of landmark. We're at the finish line for the development phase of the project and just transitioning kind of the start line for the operational phase, which is really where a lot of the mission comes into play. It's kind of like a baton toss. If anyone was watching the Olympics, track and field, the baton relay. I don't hear the operational team gets quite a much longer distance than the development team, but that's where we're at. We're super excited to be here and to have residents moving in. They're the real reason behind all of the work that we're doing. The team did a great job putting this event together. It's a gorgeous, nice, sunny day, kind of right in the slot before all of us start complaining it's too hot. Might have just missed that, but these publicly funded developments, regulated affordable housing, are incredibly complex, and yet we're still friends. Where's Ernesto walked away? So maybe not, but we've been friends through all this and through the challenges that come with these long developments. We've been working on this project for 5 years. We first started at the end of 2019 working on the site acquisition. And I think it's the shared values and the shared fundamental goal of delivering affordable housing to the residents. And it's like having that perfectly aligned goal between the organizations made all of the challenges that come with these developments a lot easier. It provides more patience for us, knowing that we're making the right decisions for the same goal of the project. I think the fundamental goal too is it's not just like providing affordable housing, it's exceeding that by really like building a sense of community here, long-lasting community for the residents in the greater neighborhood. A quick bit about CDP. The name says most of it, Community Development Partners. So we've been at it for 13 years, focused exclusively on like innovative housing solutions. And the mission really is to like enhance quality of life for residents. Every project is unique and different, and we're constantly like learning and trying to evolve and build on all of the track record and experience that we have. And I think being so aligned with Hacienda and with Ernesto really like made this for an incredible opportunity to create impact. And just one quick element that we're really proud about is like our ability to like go in and with deep intention to the planning of developments. Like we feel this a sense of obligation for creating something in a built environment that's going to be around for 50 or 100 or more years, that it needs to be as good as it can. It needs to be like the greatest product that we can build. And really we do that by like leveraging the strength of really strong, great partners. And so I think that's a big part of the celebration that we're here for today, is to like thank the partners that we've had. Like we worked to build a team that was as strong of a team as possible, starting with the partnership between CDP and Hacienda. In the very beginning, we're working with Portland State University's Center for Public Interest Design on an asset-based community development approach to really understand like the lay of the land and the context of the community within which we were working, so that we could leverage existing assets or amenities, avoid redundancies, and like plug in holes where things were missing for the community. Really thrilled to be here today at the opening. This campus is just under 5 acres. I think there's like really generous. The focus was on creating really generous, open, outdoor, like recreational spaces. As Ernesto said, 171 units, 8 buildings, 7 of those are residential, and then the gorgeous community building named La Casa Rosa. 1 to 4 bedroom units, so the focus was definitely on serving larger families. A lot of the focus on the design and the program type came from goals that were built into the Metro Housing Bond, which was a major funding source. A portion of the homes are dedicated for agricultural workers, along with 9 permanent supportive housing apartments for individuals and families that are coming out of homelessness, and 8 VASH units, which are dedicated to veterans also coming out of chronic homelessness. So any veterans that are here and veteran residents, we appreciate everything that you've done, your contribution to the country. I'm immensely proud of everything that we've achieved together. It's taken a tremendous amount of partnership and collaboration, and we have a great lineup of speakers today. So without further ado, we'll get started with the first speaker that I'm going to introduce, Vitor Bastos. Vitor is a friend and really talented creative artist that we had the privilege of working together with at our Rockwood Village project in Gresham. That was the first partnership between Hacienda and CDP. Placemaking through the like installation of beautiful art to instill pride of place for residents has been something like near and dear to CDP's heart and to Hacienda. And I think with Vitor here at Las Flores, trying to integrate a design that like took into consideration all of the people that we were going to be housing here, who we're going to call this campus home, really led to a special outcome. And the kind of impact through his concept of like focusing on home, pride, and play. So yeah, Victor, please come up.
Let me get this here. Well, thank you, Eric. Thank you, CDP and Hacienda for making this real. Thank you, Jenna, but I don't know where you are, for getting my name ahead at Rockwood and then expanding it for here. And thank you, Mai, also, I don't know, there you are, for being very patient with me, thinking outside of the box and too far off the box sometimes. So I'm a design strategist. I work as a horizontal helper between all the creative talent that we have here that I want to thank to Salazar Architects, Bainbridge, Pero Design, Portland Street Art Alliance, everyone that gave their love to this project. Basically, our work is to predict the future. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's going to live here. We don't have no crystal ball. So we try to design possibilities. And as Eric was saying, community is a strong part of it and a strong belief of us. And it was a strong belief of us in the whole process of this creation. We worked with the idea of home, pride, and play, as mentioned before. And we really wanted to create this sense of home beyond the apartment door. So get people to feel that they're home in every little place of this big environment. Occupy those places. It rains a lot in this part of the country in winter, but we have a lot of covered areas, and we want people to be in those beautiful breezeways with a basic beautiful colors that we got together and decided was to give this sense of home that expands and goes all the way to the community center, La Casa Rosa. In the sense of pride, we also tried our best to work together to align those colors with all the participants to really bring this idea that you are proud of being here, this is your home, and creating some icons like the community center itself and the logo, the name, and things that will bring this sense for the people here. Finally, play. This is not perfect. This is not perfectum. Perfectum means done until the end. And that doesn't exist. There's people that are going to live here, and they are continuing this project. And this is what my message here is important for. I wish for the people here to play with it, to build upon it, to make it more home, and to be the final designers and partners on this project that we did together. Thank you so much for everybody involved. We became a family. We became a community that built a community. And thank for everybody that is going to build it ahead of this. Thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you, Victor. Oh, this is not.
Yeah, that's mine. Thank you, Victor. Really appreciate it. I know we have a lot of people to thank today, but it is rare the case when I welcome two very special guests that I'm going to single out because they are my parents. My dad, Ernesto Fonseca Sr., right here, and my mom, please, round of applause for these people that really have helped me become who I am. With that said, again, thank you, Victor. Las Flores wouldn't have been possible without the vital support of key partners. Everybody knows that Metro, I've been part of the Metro Bond, from the beginning, planning to raise some funds. I'm part of the Metro Bond right now to try to reallocate some of those funds to continue this work. Metro has been a significant and vital partner to make many of these, projects possible. Metro investment in Las Flores spans all 171 homes that cater to households earning 30 to 60% of the area median income. That means that we're taking care of people that are extremely poor to people that are mildly poor. This funding is extremely crucial, especially for those earning 30%. It is difficult to make a project like this pencil out with these kind of sources, without these kind of sources. So we're super, super thankful and fortunate to have had many champions throughout the development of this project. And I am honored to introduce today a wonderful champion for this project and many more, and for Metro, overall speaking, Councilor Christine Lewis. Please help me welcome him, Councilor Lewis.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here today. Again, my name is Christine Lewis, and I serve on Metro Council, our regional elected government. My district includes a little bit of Southwest Portland, but here we are in Oregon City, the heart of my district, which is largely Clackamas County. Why does housing matter at a regional level? Because we are all feeling it, we all see it every day, and we all know someone who needs more stability and a safe place to call home. Looking around Las Flores, we can see the intention behind the design that went into every aspect to make it a place where families can live, thrive, and play. Walking into the community room, yes, there's the table and seating for adults, but they have one of those nugget couches that's so great for kids. How thoughtful was that? How perfect is that to move in with your littles and immediately feel welcomed? So thank you to the partners. Thank you, Ernesto. Thank you to the rest of the Hacienda team. Thank you to Clackamas County. Thank you to Oregon City. And thank you to community development partners. And a big gracias to everyone else who made today possible. We're so lucky in this part of this region because here, coming off the base of Mount Hood, it's so easy to find your local flower farm, your local orchard, someplace you can pick up a pumpkin or a Christmas tree. And we live close to the best that Oregon has to offer, a place of bounty. I can walk to my local farmer's market and I can buy plums that were grown 3 miles away. But that's coming from a place of privilege, because the people who tend that land, who steward it, who steward our agriculture, who grow our food, likely can't afford to live so close as I do. Too often, farm workers are priced out of places, particularly Oregon City, that they maybe used to call home. With Las Flores, we have the opportunity, and I hope to change that. Farm workers and other low-income families are welcome in this community. Deeply affordable homes are a goal of our Metro Housing Bond, those 0 to 30 and 30 to 60 units Ernesto talked about. It's a critical piece to make sure that we're building all levels of affordability. The bond also enables units to be set aside for our most vulnerable, those seeking housing stability, and having particular targets built around family-sized units. Our goal was to have 40% of our units at the deeply affordable level. And I'm happy to say that we've met that goal. 1,600 units across the region, from Fairview all the way to Forest Grove, are either open or in the development process. 1,600 units that are available to families with no or little income, families that are living on Social Security or disability, families that are trying to support an entire family with children on one low-wage, minimum wage job. Housing and services work hand in hand together to give our communities stability. It's the most effective solution to our homelessness challenges. As we celebrate today, we know we need more affordable housing, and not just in any one place, in all of our communities. Metro's recent analysis shows in the next 20 years, our region needs to grow by 150,000 new homes, and that's at all levels of affordability. But we cannot grow at that rate without the continued investments in projects like this that will continue to serve those with low income. I'm deeply committed to work to the day when everyone in our region has a safe and stable and affordable place to call home. I look forward to celebrating today with you, and then I look forward to getting to work to continue this mission in the days to come. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Lewis. Yeah, but for the Metro investment into this project, the project wouldn't have happened. Like, this project is a specific project for Metro funding, so we appreciate the commitment and the investment. And speaking of the investment, Clackamas County, our next speaker, represents Clackamas County, which since the beginning and tied to the Metro bond funding, Clackamas County was a catalytic supporter of the project and investor here. Incredibly grateful for the county's ongoing support. It's not just the Metro Housing Bond, also 70 project-based vouchers that were administered through Clackamas County Housing Authority, which is a vital funding mechanism for the project as well. So I'd like to welcome up Commissioner West to the stage.
Thank you for having me. This is fantastic. We've been waiting for something like this for a long time in the region, and more projects like this, so we're very excited in Clackamas County. We think this is a tremendous occasion, and we're glad that all of you are here to participate in it with us. It was just over 2 years ago when Clackamas County opened its first housing development using Metro Affordable Housing Bond funds. That was in Gladstone. Since then, we've used our share of the bond funds to help our 4 other developments in Lake Oswego, North Clackamas, Happy Valley, and here in Oregon City. Clackamas County is ecstatic to support this new affordable housing complex. Clackamas County chose to invest nearly $16 million of the bond to build this critical affordable housing, while also contributing annually to ongoing supportive housing services. I'm proud to point out today, at the groundbreaking here, it's an important piece of the county's overarching plan to distribute these bond funds. In our county plan, we sought to develop more than 800 new affordable homes. But today, we are well on our way to exceeding that goal and by completing more than 1,000 units for people to live in. Our future prosperity of our county's residents are built on housing affordability and a diverse workforce. Clackamas County recognizes that the cost of rent has skyrocketed in recent years, making housing unaffordable for people on fixed incomes, retirees, and low-income workers and families. Providing sufficient housing that is affordable for all residents makes Clackamas County safe, healthy, and secure for everyone. These apartments include 171 affordable homes serving singles and families with low incomes. Notably, 75% of these apartments have 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms. This addresses the critical need for housing for our children. When children have adequate and safe housing, they do better in schools and are better to reach their full potential. There's many notable things about this great complex, but I'll point out that 12 of these apartments are reserved for farm and field workers. The board of the Housing Authority of Clackamas County recognizes the great need for providing housing to workers who make our local economy hum along. Providing year-round, off-farm permanent housing for farm workers is absolutely crucial. Now, I just learned this also today, that 8 of the units are reserved for veterans that have also struggled and been in and out of homelessness. Farm workers, laborers, and other service workers are vital to our region's growth and economic success. Farm workers meet our most basic need for food, and the Willamette Valley has one of the largest agricultural workforces in the country. A lack of housing for our farm workers decreases productivity and causes them to leave the area. Providing good, affordable housing helps solve labor shortages, which positively impacts food prices and our food supply. So today really is a win-win for the entire region and for Clackamas County. It's a win for the workers, it's a win for employers, and it's a win for all of us. Thank you to all the partners here today and all of you that have attended that have made this dream a reality. Thank you for having me, and Clackamas County is happy to support this project. Thank you.
Well, and now it's time to introduce a really special guest, that is La Jefa from this city. La Jefa from this city is Mayor Denise McGriff, who has 32 years of experience in city government, has spent a good chunk of her life advancing the progress and the well-being of this community. She understands the importance of community. She understands the objectives of this project. Oregon City, along with Mayor McGriff, has been a strong supporter of Flores from the very beginning. And we are deeply grateful for that support, Mayor. This is CDP's very first project in Oregon City, and so is Hacienda's, and we are super excited to bring much needed affordable housing to this area, to many, many more projects. Please help me welcome Mayor McGriff.
Thank you so much, Ernesto, for that very nice opening, but it's teamwork. So here today with me to welcome you to Oregon City, if you're not an Oregon City resident, is Commissioner Adam Morrow, Commissioner Mike Mitchell, and our city manager, Tony Conkle. So they are just part of our team that helped make this project come to fruition. So first of all, thank you again for the invitation to be at this joyous celebration. It's an honor and a privilege. CDC, Hacienda, and its partners, CPD, came together to create a unique housing opportunity here in Oregon City, our first. I am so excited about this project that I can't contain myself. This is like my 4th visit here, just in the last few months. Ernesto gave me a sneak peek before we had about 60% occupancy, and then I've been back several times. Everybody has already said how important affordable housing is. But the thing that I noticed about this project, and being in planning for as many years that I have been, is I'm always interested in the design. How does the project relate to the people that are going to be living there? And what I saw here was this project, as was stated by Victor, is that it was designed with the residents in mind. There are amenities, including Las Flores, which are behind me, that are in bloom. They weren't quite in bloom when I was here earlier, but they are now. But there's green space. There is a variety of play apparatus, and I tried out, I think, the one that's over there, which was kind of fun. It was like a little exercise thing. I haven't tried the logs yet, but when I change my clothes at some point in time, I'll come back and try the logs. We have one similar to that in one of our parks. There's also a number of trees, and if anybody knows me from Oregon City, they know that I really like trees, and I like trees to be preserved on project sites. There are large towering trees that are still here. And there's also a community garden, which I suspect next year will be planted and people will be harvesting things. But more, the interior finishes, again, are designed for the people who are going to live here, and it makes it a great place to live. I was so excited when I found out that we were going to have this project that our city staff worked very hard to make sure that this would happen. And so don't ask us about the roundabout at this point in time. It's getting there. But it's a great traffic control device. So one of the things that I talked about earlier was that, true to its name, Las Flores, with CDC, Hacienda CDC and its partners, planted the seeds for the development of this project. It has grown, and over these past few years, today we see the blossoming of the project, which will not only truly benefit the community that lives here, it will benefit the community of Oregon City, but it gives people a place that they can truly call home. Thank you again for having us be partners with you on this project, Ernesto. We got to see the back end of it, not so much the front end when the funding was going, but we are supportive of this project, as we said, and we're very happy that we're able to provide an option of housing for the people who live here in Oregon City. And thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you, Mayor McGriff. Appreciate all of this support and the update on the turnaround, too. I was wondering that when I came in. It's probably the only time I get to drive on the wrong side of it. But with all of our projects, our goal is to meet the greatest need that we're able to. And in order to do this, one of the tools that we look to utilizing are federal subsidies like the HUD project-based vouchers that are included in this kind of capital stack in the secret sauce or the recipe that allows us to serve those with the greatest needs. The vouchers are really a lifeline for the residents that are using them, paying for their rent other than 30% of the income that goes from the tenant towards the rent. Las Flores was awarded 70 project-based vouchers through the Housing Authority, and we're really grateful for HUD's role. And I'd like to invite up a friend and huge supporter from HUD, Brian Guinea, the Oregon Field Office Director.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Again, thanks for inviting me here. I'm your Oregon-based Field Office Director for U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and honored and privileged here to represent our Acting Secretary of HUD, Adrian Todman. So why is your federal government involved in housing in the first place? How has the federal government come to be involved in this dire community need? And basically, the private market, unassisted, has failed to produce a sufficient number of housing at all levels to support our populations. And it's particularly cruel in a state like Oregon with one of the most severe housing and homeless crises. The rapid growth in Oregon's population, in Clackamas County's population in the last decade, in Oregon City's population in the last decade has been especially cruel to groups like seniors on fixed income. To homeless youth and young families right on the verge of entering homelessness. I'm only here sharing the stage with such esteemed colleagues today because of things like the GI Bill and a Veterans Home Loan, federal programs to grow and expand the middle class. And I'm a product of those and know that they work. And that's why I'm especially humbled that my agency, HUD, was able to contribute project-based vouchers, as mentioned, to this project. But it really takes the whole team. And so definitely want to commend the work of Eric and team at Community Development Partners. Eric and his team have worked for many years in Oregon, from downtown Portland all the way to just 2 weeks ago. We were on the other end of the state in La Grande, working on rural housing projects. Of course, Dr. Fonseca, also statewide reach and all of the housing development and advocacy of your organization across the board. Clackamas County team, Christopher and Adam and Shannon, LMC Construction, Chris and team, literally building our way out of our housing crisis here in Oregon. Tom from Guardian is here. Alex and Jennifer from Salazar Architecture is here. Like, these are the folks that are going to build the housing we need and preserve the existing housing we have to keep our state going strong. So yeah, I think it's important to recognize too, these buildings that we see around us, with all of the different levels of investment you've heard about, they're more than just housing and homes. And I like to think of them as more of community infrastructure, like streetlights or streets or utilities or things like that. It's a community investment that all of you have made, and it needs to be treated and loved and kept up like that as we do. So at HUD, we're working towards the day when we no longer need a federal cabinet level agency that's invested in housing. We shouldn't have to have a federal housing department. Homes should be abundant. In every community, there should be projects like this, breaking ground all across the state. But until that day arrives, and as long as the need persists, we as your federal partners, we're committed to Oregon and especially Clackamas County, and appreciate being part of this project. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. With that said, I mentioned earlier that we are the founders of the crowdsourcing invention that somebody decided to make a lot of money with it. We should have come out with that idea first and that application, but we didn't. So we continue to stack our financing with many, many sources. And some of those wonderful partners that we have to make this happen is the state. The state of Oregon was a final and will continue to be a vital partner in any project of today and tomorrow and moving forward. Without the state, without a nation, without HUD, without Metro, without many of these partners, these projects wouldn't be possible. I want to thank the Oregon Housing and Community Services Department for their incredible investment. They provide us with about $26 million for us to make this project possible through the through the low-income housing tax credits, LIFT, GHAP, McCoff, agricultural workforce tax credits, you name it, all of it. We tossed everything on the pan to make this happen. So I am happy to introduce somebody that is representing Oregon Housing and Community Services, a good friend and a great ally of everything related to housing, workforce development, economic development. Roberto Franco. Franco, please help us to welcome Roberto to the stage.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, good afternoon, and I'm Roberto Franco. I'm the Deputy Director of Development and Resources in the Affordable Rental Housing Division of the agency. It's great to be here with you today. I'll try to live up to being brief so that you can enjoy the breeze that is out there. But at the agency, as well as in my working experience in affordable housing, we do believe that housing is that one stepping stone that a lot of us need, or many of us need, to advance in life. One cannot be expected to succeed in life without that place, that safe place that we can call home. So we can talk about our brothers and sisters that may experience homelessness, about their plight, but it's because there is no place that is secure for them to succeed. We cannot expect our kids to do better in school if they have to struggle, or if parents have to struggle and where they go, they're going to sleep at night. We cannot expect a family to say, make you work through your way through, live up to the American dream, if that dream is not fulfilled when having a safe place to call home. In order to do that, we do our best at the agency to make sure that funding is available to those that are most impacted, to those that oftentimes the systems that we've all created live out of the opportunity. So with all of the resources that we manage, federal or state or otherwise, we try to make that, to live up to that mission. What we see here today, it's really that, and then many of the partners here talk about it, the complexity of creating affordable housing. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And in some ways, that's probably what makes the industry, the affordable housing industry, different than conventional or market rate housing. We don't go to grand openings to market rate housing. And maybe there are, I mean, don't take me wrong, maybe they do exist. I'm not invited to those. But so my point being, it's a different group. I was trying to look for a different word, but it's a different group in this industry. It takes a lot of work. And with that, so we congratulate everyone, Hacienda, CDP, the many partners that have been involved in this. The design that is created here, and with that intentionality of creating a community and creating the support for that community, it's what makes affordable housing distinct. That's what makes it distinct. So if you allow me to use an analogy, the support and the services that are provided here ought to be that integral part in order for this to continue to live for 30, 60 years. The flowers, las flores, they have to keep blooming. And that can only happen with the support that exists in this community and with the support that exists in the neighborhood. So I want to commend all of the development team and the work that is taken from taking that conceptual vision of let's create 171 units. Let's create a community. Let's create the open space. It does take that vision and then working with people, working with tenants, working with the neighborhoods to create a housing complex that fits into the neighborhood. I would also like to commend the city for allowing or welcoming this new community here in their midst. Well, let's face it. In many places in the past, and even still today, affordable housing is not welcome. In many places, the brothers and sisters, the families that experience homelessness are not welcome in the neighborhood, not welcome on the streets. In many places, farm workers are not welcome in the midst of a community. I know it because I once was a developer of farm worker housing, and we were told that our people should go back to where they came from. So I commend that to a city that welcomes a community here in their midst, because that's what this is. It's a welcoming community. So let's celebrate. Here we are again, that things are possible. By the partnerships, the many partnerships that exist, some barriers have been broken down, some challenges have been overcome. This is a long-term affordable housing. So we expect to be along your journey in the next 30 or 60 years of affordability. We'll come and visit you to see how you're doing. The partners know this, so you know that well. So congratulations to all of you and everyone that is here, and for including us and welcoming the future or the new tenants here at Las Flores. If you give me 2 more minutes, I don't do this often, but I'm going to try it here. Any Selena fans here? All right. So this is a celebration, right? Can we sing? All right. So you know the song, right? Como la flor. What's the response? What's the next? Okay. Como la flor, con tanto amor. All right. So I'll sing Como la flor. You all said con tanto amor. And then we'll close. Let's try it. Let's give it a try. Come on. It's a party. It's a celebration. Como la flor. Great. There you go. That's all I know. But in all seriousness, I mean, this is worth the celebration. And congratulations to all. And we hope to see you in the next future development, because the need for affordable housing is not done. I mean, many of you have talked about it. So we need to continue to do that kind of work. So thank you and congratulations.
All right, no karaoke from me, but thank you, Roberto. I appreciate it. And yeah, I don't know if you understand what an incredible agency OHCS is to work with. We've done work in multiple states, and I think OHCS approaches it from a true partnership perspective, and not just an agency and a developer. And so I think it's really meaningful and impactful, especially in times that we've had, like the last few years have been so challenging, both on the development and operational front. So we appreciate all the support and investment and learning a new song, Con Tanto Amor. And then, Hacienda and CDP collaborated really at every step of this project, and similar to what we did at Rockwood, but kind of building on that relationship. And really, before going into thanking some other partners, really want to thank Ernesto for all of your leadership and dedication to our work and being there, your friendship, being there, and when we needed each other, it seems like you were always there. I mean, it's not about us and the work that we were doing. It's really about our teams, and I think the leadership that you exhibited is really important. Our teams work together closely to pull this really challenging project off. Yeah, and I'm excited for what the future holds. And here, this project is just getting started. We spent 5 years on the development phase. Here we are, but now we have, as you said, it's permanent affordable housing, right? We have a long ways to go in the operational life cycle. So, thank you, Ernesto.
Don't go anywhere, Eric. I really, friendship and partnerships and all of these things, take time. They really take time to come together. And there's a few people, in this place that I want to thank, but I want to say this again. The trust that you brought to us, through a common friend from Arizona, really helped out, to bring us together. We have partnered not only on developing these projects, but also into bringing policy changes and funding sources to not only our projects, but many other projects. Policy work, as well as all of this work that we do, it doesn't happen if we don't do it collectively. So I want to thank you for the partnership. I want to thank you for learning from each other and for supporting each other as well. And you can count on me. The relationship, like anything else, is not perfect, and we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do with the state, with the county, with PSH units. But these partnerships, make it a lot easier to do as we continue to move forward in this journey of affordable housing. So, thank you, hermano.
Yeah. Thank you, hermano.
All right, Eric is sticking around for the thing.
Stick around. I think we've got more too. All right, now we're going to get into our list of the many important partners that help participate and bring this to fruition. First, Guardian. I know Tom, Kelly Payne. Who else are here? Where's Tom? There you are. Yeah, the Guardian team. So impressed with the quality of service that they bring. This is the operational phase. Tom's just getting the Guardian team's getting the baton here, and it's a long run starting now. Really starting when we first started turning over units in January. But the operational conditions have been so extremely challenging for the last couple of years, like middle of pandemic and still continuing. So we appreciate the commitment to the level of quality, to really like trying to elevate the service that a property management company delivers at affordable housing projects, and trying to step that up to match exactly the same level of service it's provided at market rate properties. And so we appreciate Guardian's dedication, and the team, the on-site team that's been here and working through the lease up and compliance. It's so complex and challenging, so we appreciate you. Our financial partners, U.S. Bank, who is a construction lender, Citi, who was a permanent lender, and then Aegon, who's a representative of the tax credit investor. Gary Howe, I know, is here. Aegon's a longstanding partner of CDP. I think this is maybe the 16th or so project that we've worked on together. And so that's really, the tax credits are federal, they're allocated through OHCS, and they're really like the foundational funding component of this project, that along with the Metro Fund. So we appreciate the financial investment in the project. And then Clackamas County Housing Authority, they've been obviously incredibly supportive since the very beginning of the project in bringing the Metro and the project-based vouchers to fruition, and this project wouldn't have happened without them. So Devin, Christopher, Gloria, Joseph, Casey, Andrew, Devin, just a few of the names of people that we've been working with. So really appreciate the Housing Authority's commitment to the project and their work in the community. And then the PSU, the Portland State University Center for Public Interest Design that I'd mentioned earlier. Hold your applause till the very end, and then you can erupt. Place, who's our landscape architect, that was really instrumental in the site planning. So when you walk around the site and get to experience how residents experience the site, like Place had a strong hand in that, along with Salazar Architects, a great partner, and like the design and the beauty that you see when you're here is really thanks to Salazar and their hard work. So appreciate it, Alex and Jennifer and the team. The VA, who's providing case management for the VASH units, that's such a critical component of ensuring like stability and being there for the residents who have the VASH vouchers. And then LMC, Chris and Ryan, thank you for being here, and for your teams that have been on site. I know Eric and Chris Moss, Jake Ellis, Jared Anderson, James Kwan, thank you guys for the commitment. Again, it's not just a service type of relationship, it's a partnership, and we've done a lot of projects together with LMC, and everyone brings new challenges that are always fun to work through, but we got through them and we get through it, and here we are, and it's looks beautiful, and you guys did a really wonderful job. There was, so many obstacles with that pandemic, supply chain, and all the scrambling, electrical gear. It wasn't an easy time to be building or an easy site to build on, but we appreciate what you guys have done. And also to your subcontractors and the tradespeople who are on site, working with their hands, actually physically building this community. And then last on my list, before you guys go crazy and Ernesto starts, the CDP team. I think just a massive amount of gratitude to the CDP team that every day come, day in, day out, bringing their energy, committing their careers to this really difficult work. And I think pulling it off with grace and getting through the challenges. So huge compliments to Jessica, to Sarah, to Mai, our senior development manager. This was Mai's baby all the way through. So thank you for carrying it. To Mary Eileen, who's a senior asset manager. She's just got the baton from Mai, and she's running with it and treating it like her baby. Julia, resident services side. Thank you for the support. Gaston, Jenna, Anna. So thank you all. And round of applause for those partners.
Just a second, we're going to do the ribbon cutting. All right, well, the thank yous continue. I want to thank again, the CDP team. They've been wonderful to work with most of the time. Just kidding. No, you've been wonderful people, seriously. And I also want to give a shout out to Chris Duffin. It's been, we work with Chris as partners, with CDP. We'll be working with Chris as just friends, independently from any other partnership. You've been a great asset and friend and thought leader, in this process. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you to the rest of the LMC team. And obviously, thank you to CDP. I want to thank also Pero Design, who work as a art consultant to bring this artistic vision to life. Chris Pero, Rachel Olson, all of our elected officials that really put a lot of weight and pressure to make this project happening. It's not possible without their support. We're grateful for these officials that support not only Las Flores, but all affordable housing projects across the region, all the affordable housing projects that we've been doing with Hacienda as well with CDP. Representatives from Congresswoman Chavez de Rimer and Senator Ron Wyden in office are here to celebrate this milestone. Commissioner Adam Marrell, thank you for joining us. Mayor McGriff and Oregon City as a whole at this grand opening. I want to thank our good friends, NHA. I don't think Trail is here today, and if he is, I'm sorry, I don't see a Trail. But the entire NHA team, they are going to be supporting us in helping, some of our team members, some of our residents that, have most of the need. And I want to thank my team, the Hacienda Community Development team, Rachel Nojak, for being part of this team, Kevin Chavez, Garrett Runk, who is not right here, Eric Hernandez, who is back there, Beatriz Kravets, Communications, somewhere around here, Vanessa, who is always by my side, helping me stay straight, Jules, who is HR, so I don't know where you are, but I see you around, so thank you so much. Now, before we start the ribbon cutting, I would like to introduce, Erica is right there. We can get talking to Erica and Resident Service in a minute. I also want to thank April Siverson Events. April and Casey helped plan today's event. It doesn't look like a lot of work, but it is a lot of work, trust me, to do any of these things. I volunteered once to do it, and I promise to never do it again. It's like, oh my God, no. So with that said, we're going to be inviting all of our ribbon cutting masters to come to the stage.